Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have swatches to share with you from the Dawn Diva. These are her March 2021 releases. Everything is available right now in her shop. They are limited edition, so be sure if you like something to head on over and pick it up before it's gone. These have been released since Friday of last week, and I do apologize for getting this video up to you a little late. The packages decided to go on a little bit of a vacation before they reached me. So I have 13 polishes to share with you today. Why don't we go ahead and get started? The first polish that we're going to have a look at today is called ASMR in My Car. It's going to sell for $18, and this is described as a white crelly that has muted hex glitters with flashing red flecks. It also has a lot of the original unicorn pea floating throughout. This polish had a wonderful formula. It went on very smoothly and very evenly. It did not give me any trouble whatsoever. I did use 3 coats to achieve near full opacity. The white sheer bit of the base does leave your nail line peeking through a little bit, but there are so many red flakes with a beautiful shimmer that you're really not gonna notice or care if you do. This polish also gives me total Halloween vibes, like kind of skin with blood flecks on it, and I think it would look great for like a torn flesh manicure in the Halloween October months. So there you have 3 coats in my final swatch with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Ali-Gator. This is going to sell for $14, and this polish was created in collaboration with Alicia from Happily Polished. I'm going to link her in the description box down below. If you don't already follow her on Instagram, you totally should check her out. Her swatches are absolutely beautiful. This polish was named in her honor, and it is a bright green crelly with a jazzy mix of shifting flakies, glitter, and shimmer to really make it pop. And this polish had an absolutely wonderful formula. It went on very smoothly, very evenly. It stayed right where I put it. I didn't have to do any kind of manipulation to get all those different glitter variations out of the bottle. It spread nice and evenly across the nail. This will dry with a bit of texture because there is so much going on in there, and it will be a little bit difficult to remove, but overall not bad. And there you have 3 coats of Ali-Gator and a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Bugzi Malone. It's going to sell for $13, and this is described as a white crelly that's teeming with an assortment of glitters in all sizes and shapes in red and black. It also has sparkling flakes in there as well, and that adorable little ladybug that you see on the bottle does come with each bottle. This polish had a fantastic formula. It does start off a bit sheer. The white crelly in there is light, but it does build to good opacity in 3 coats. The glitters in there will spread out nice and evenly with no manipulation needed, and they will build to such like not an opacity, but there's just going to be so much going on that nobody's going to notice your nail line at all peeking through. I do apologize for the 3rd coat that is missing. My camera battery died and I didn't realize right away. I will say that this polish is going to dry with texture, and it will be difficult to remove because there's just so many flakes and glitters in there. Now you have 3 coats and a glossy top coat. Next up is Clarina 69. This is going to be $20, and I don't have a strict description of this, just that it is absolutely saturated with the original unicorn pea pigment, and this polish has a wonderful formula. It applies smoothly and evenly. It stays exactly where I put it. No application issues such as running, pooling, and no staining. This polish just applies itself. It's all Dawn Diva's polish. Just have a wonderful formula. This polish is also incredibly shifty. The straight on application does absolutely nothing for how shifty this polish is. I do believe I have a finger dance video, and I will be including it. This polish does not dry textured, and it will not be difficult for you to remove. And there you have 3 coats of Clarina 69 and a glossy top coat. Next up, we have the March contribution to the Pourn Stars line. This is going to sell for $18, and it is Dixie Normous. It is described as an aubergine base in a constant state of fluctuation from the flecks of blue, green, and gold, as well as being flooded with the original unicorn pea pigment. This polish had a phenomenal formula. It went on very smoothly and very evenly. It stayed where I put it. Those little green and blue flakes in here are just to die for. I loved this polish so much. I saved it for the end of the first night of my swatching so I could definitely wear it and enjoy it. It's just so pretty. I had no application issues, no formula issues. This polish was a dream. It applied for me to full opacity in 2 coats. So my final swatch here is going to, it will not be difficult to remove and it will not dry textured. So my final swatch is 2 coats here and a glossy top coat. This next polish is Matcha Milk, and it is going to sell for $8, and it is the newest addition to the Milky base coat line. It is described as a milky matcha tea green that will do wonders to help balance out orange staining on your nails. This polish I'm showing to you swatch with 1 coat, then 2 coats, and then finally you're going to see it swatched in 3. Base coat formula is absolutely excellent, no issues, and it's nice and leveling all on its own. This also I think would be really pretty if you wanted to do a type of jelly sandwich with some flakies. It would just look absolutely gorgeous. And there you have 3 coats. Next up, we have Mukbang at Tiffany's. This is going to sell for $18, and it is described as being positively stuffed full of baby mint hex glitters and completely saturated with the green to gold unicorn pea pigment. This polish had a phenomenal formula. It went on smoothly and evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. Those glitters came out nice and evenly and spread out across the nail just how you see. I did absolutely no manipulation. I didn't do any glitter placement. How it came out on the brush and applied is exactly what you're seeing, and it is just wonderful. This polish also gave me wedding vibes. I can totally see this being worn on your wedding day with your beautiful white dress. Definitely delicate and absolutely beautiful. This polish is heavily saturated with glitter, so it is going to be difficult for you to remove, and it will dry with texture. So my final swatch here is 3 coats and a glossy top coat. Next up is Petty Spaghetti. This is going to sell for $20, and it is a cousin to Clarina 69. It is described as being in a nice neutral top base and loaded with the original unicorn pea pigment. This polish had a wonderful formula, just like Clarina 69. It is absolutely loaded with the original unicorn pea pigment, and the sparkle and the glow from within is just absolutely beautiful. The formula is wonderful, absolutely no application issues whatsoever. It went on smoothly and evenly. It is not going to stain. It didn't run or pool. No issues at all. This polish does not dry textured, and it will not be difficult for you to remove. I do believe I have a video of this moving around because it just, you have to see how dramatic this shift is. It's absolutely beautiful. I loved this one. Out of the unicorn pea polishes this month was my absolute favorite. The yellow shift that it goes into is just so pretty. So there you have 3 coats and a glossy top coat. Next up is Raw Carnage. Raw Carnage is going to sell for $18, and it is described as being a nude polish that is full of glistening red flecks and green to gold unicorn pea pigment. This polish is like the first one that we looked at. It has a beautiful nude base to it, and this is another one that I can totally see being used in some torn flesh manicures for Halloween. It's those red flecks in there are just absolutely so dainty and so pretty in the nude bases. I really, really love them. The formula is impeccable. It goes on smoothly and evenly, stays where you put it. I had absolutely no application issues here whatsoever. It won't dry textured, and it will not be difficult for you to remove. Next up is Regal. This is going to sell for $14, and it is a magnetic polish that is described as being an electric blue duochrome with silver hollow. This polish had a fantastic formula. It went on very smoothly, very evenly. It stayed where I put it. I had no application issues whatsoever. The magnetic line is nice and dramatic, just the way my favorite kind of magnetic polishes are. And the blue color that it pulls once you magnetize it is just so stunning, and it has that little bit of a shift to it to a like pinkish purple. This polish is absolutely gorgeous. I did miss the final coat of my top coat. I do apologize for that, but here you have 2 coats of Regal and a glossy top coat. This next polish is Stugotz. Stugotz is going to sell for $14, and it is described as having a purple base that's loaded with shimmery copper and glittering scattered hollow. This polish had a fantastic formula, went on very smoothly, very evenly, stayed where I put it. I had no application issues at all, no running, no pooling, no staining, nothing in this collection stained. And the removal on this is not going to be difficult. At least I didn't find it to be difficult. Those little pops of hollow didn't give me any trouble, and it did not dry textured. So my final swatch of Stugotz is going to be showing you 3 coats and a glossy top coat. Next up is Toks and Beat Drops. This is going to sell for $14, and it's a thermal polish. It is described as being a duochrome thermal that transitions from a blackened blue in its cold state to a pale blue when it's warm. It also has shifty flakes of gold, copper, and orange with stylish black hex glitters in different sizes. This polish had a wonderful formula. It went on very smoothly, very evenly. It stayed where I put it. I had absolutely no trouble getting those glitters out. I didn't have to do any manipulation. It spread out nice and easily across my nail. The thermal properties on this were nice and responsive. I wore this one for a few hours, and it was always looking different, which I always love in a thermal. Drastic type thermals are my favorite, and this one definitely checks that box. This polish does have a lot going on in there, so it might dry with a bit of texture, and it will be a little on the difficult side for you to remove. So here you're looking at the transition with my hairdryer. And then you're going to see my final swatch of it in cold, hot, and transitional phases. And last but definitely not least, we have Vida Boheme, and this is going to sell for $14. And it is described as a luscious red with gold shimmer and fabulous hollow. This polish had a wonderful formula. It went on very smoothly, very evenly. It stayed where I put it. I had no running, no pooling, and I had no staining. This polish I would consider opaque in just 2 coats. I chose to go in for 3 just because I kind of wanted to see what it would do, if it would deepen the color at all. And I really didn't see much of a difference. So I think you would be very happy with this in just 2 coats. This polish is not going to give you any kind of difficulty to remove. Those little hollow bits in there are few and very sparkly, but they're not going to give you any kind of resistance to remove. So my final swatch of Vida Boheme is showing you 3 coats and a glossy top coat. All right, guys, that wraps up the March 2021 releases that I have to share with you from the Don Diva. Again, everything is available right now in her shop, so I'm going to link the Don Diva's shop in the description box for you down below. If you have any questions, leave me a comment, and I'll be sure to find the answers for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and leave me a comment letting me know what your favorite is. I'm always interested to know which one you guys love the most. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, guys.